Listen, for decades, the conversation around erectile dysfunction has been trapped in a single, silent aisle of the pharmacy. It's been whispered about, reduced to a quick fix, a pill in the pocket, a moment of private chemistry. But what if I told you that the most powerful treatment for ED isn't found in a blister pack? What if the real fix isn't about creating function at all, but about removing the roadblocks your own body has built? The treatment most men haven't been told about is not a new drug, it's a new foundation. And it begins by understanding that ED isn't your body's malfunction. It's your body's most urgent, personal, and blatant warning sign. We've been treating the symptom and missing the disease. The profound, system-changing treatment is this. Erectile dysfunction is primarily a cardiovascular event, and the cure is vascular rehabilitation. To understand why this first point is so critical, you must fundamentally shift your perspective on what an erection actually is. We have been culturally conditioned to view it through a lens of psychology, of masculinity, of momentary performance. But in purely physiological terms, an erection is an engineering marvel of vascular hydraulics. It is a profound and precise increase in blood flow, a delicate balance of pressure and resistance, governed by the nervous system, but executed entirely by the cardiovascular system. When you understand this, the entire conversation changes. The chambers of the penis, the corpora cavernosa, are like sponges that must become saturated beyond capacity, and this requires an immense, rapid, and targeted influx of blood. This process is mediated by a molecule you've likely heard of, nitric oxide. It's produced by the endothelium, that silky, smooth lining of your blood vessels, and it acts as a potent signal, telling the muscular walls of the arteries to relax and dilate. When you have a thought, a touch, a stimulus, the command goes out, the nitric oxide flows, the gates open wide, and the chambers fill. This is a cardiovascular event as definite and measurable as the pulse in your wrist. Now, here is the pivotal fact that changes everything. The arteries that supply the penis are among the smallest and most delicate in the entire male body, with diameters roughly half the size of the critical coronary arteries that feed the heart muscle. They are the canaries in the coal mine of your circulatory system. Atherosclerosis, the process of plaque buildup, inflammation, and hardening of the arteries, does not happen everywhere at once. It is a systemic disease that strikes at the most vulnerable points first. Imagine a city's water supply where the main pipes are beginning to clog with silt and scale. The first place you will notice a drop in pressure isn't at the large factory downtown. It's at the farthest house on the highest hill with the narrowest pipes. That house is the penis. The reduction in blood flow there is an early, sensitive, and undeniable indicator that the entire system is under siege. The endothelial dysfunction that prevents adequate nitric oxide production and causes those penile arteries to stiffen and narrow is the exact same pathological process happening, perhaps more silently, in the arteries leading to your heart, your brain, your kidneys. Multiple longitudinal studies, including the landmark Massachusetts male aging study, have shown that the onset of ED frequently precedes a major cardiac event like a heart attack or stroke by an average of 3 to 5 years. This is not a coincidence, it is a causation. Your body is giving you a 3 to 5 year head start, a glaringly obvious warning signal to address the vascular disease that is silently advancing. Therefore, when a man presents with erectile dysfunction in the absence of obvious trauma or psychological cause, we are not looking at a localized sexual problem. We are looking at the earliest clinical manifestation of a systemic vascular crisis. It is a diagnostic gift, a personal diagnostic tool more specific than many standard tests. To ignore it, to simply mask it with a pill that forces a hydraulic solution without addressing the corroded pipes, is to consciously disregard the most urgent health bulletin your body will ever send. Treating the ED through vascular rehabilitation means you are not just aiming for sexual function. You are proactively intervening against future heart disease, cognitive decline, and metabolic catastrophe. The penile artery is your personal built-in cardiovascular barometer. It's time we learned to read it. Let us be unequivocally clear in our closing. Erectile dysfunction, when viewed through the illuminating lens of vascular medicine, ceases to be a disorder of intimacy and transforms into one of the most critical diagnostic tools in a man's health arsenal. It is the body's most frank and early distress signal, a clarion call that the intricate network of arteries and endothelium, the very lifelines of your physical being, are under a state of silent siege. To dismiss this signal as mere sexual underperformance, to obscure it with a pill that bypasses the underlying pathology, is to willfully ignore a direct communique about your longevity. This speech has not been about finding a better bedroom aid. It has been a fundamental re-education. It insists that the persistent failure of an erection is, in the vast majority of cases, the first tangible symptom of a systemic cardiovascular disease process, offering a critical window of time, often years, to intervene, repair, and potentially avert catastrophic health events that loom on the horizon. The transformative treatment we have outlined is therefore an integrated manifesto for total systemic renewal. It is the rigorous, daily practice of vascular rehabilitation that addresses the metabolic triad of blood sugar and inflammation, rebalances the hormonal symphony, quiets the stressed nervous system, and leverages the powerful mind-body connection. This protocol, rooted in anti-inflammatory nutrition, targeted movement, precision supplementation, and advanced diagnostics, does not simply aim to produce a mechanical effect. It seeks to restore the foundational health of your entire circulatory system. By doing so, it restores the natural, effortless physiological function that is your birthright. The return of erectile function becomes not the primary goal, but the inevitable and welcome biomarker of a body healing from the inside out, a tangible sign that your internal environment is shifting from one of disease to one of vitality. This journey restores something even more profound than physical function. It restores agency and foresight. For too long, men have been relegated to a passive role in their health, consumers of pills, recipients of grim diagnoses, passengers on a declining trajectory. This understanding flips the script. Every meal chosen to cool inflammation, every workout undertaken to challenge the endothelium, every night of deep sleep prioritized to reset the nervous system, becomes a direct, empowered investment in your sexual and overall health. You are no longer masking a symptom. You are hacking your own biology. The anxiety and shame that once formed a vicious cycle are replaced by the confidence and clarity of a virtuous one. Each positive health marker reinforces your commitment, building a resilience that radiates far beyond the bedroom into every facet of a life lived with intention and vigor. Therefore, I challenge you to hear this not as a lecture on sexual health, but as a manifesto for reclaiming your vitality. The treatment most men don't know about is, at its core, the courageous decision to listen to your body's wisest warning. It is the choice to see the pursuit of erectile function not as a vanity, but as the most personal and powerful pathway to preventing heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cognitive decline. This is your 3 to 5 year head start. Do not squander it. Embrace this protocol as the ultimate act of self-preservation and self-respect. Let the journey to fix one function become the catalyst that saves and enhances every other. The power was always within your grasp. It flows in your blood, beats in your heart, and speaks through the very signals you once learned to ignore. It is time now, not just to listen, but to act with the full knowledge that in healing this, you are ultimately saving yourself. Thank you for investing this time in a conversation that has the power to fundamentally alter the trajectory of men's health. This isn't just information. It's a new lens through which to see your body's most urgent signals. If this perspective resonated with you, if it reframed a personal challenge into a proactive opportunity, then your engagement is crucial. To ensure this vital message reaches every man who needs to hear it, your action is the amplifier. Please do not let this conversation end here. If you found value, smash the like button. It tells the algorithm this is content that saves lives. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We are just scratching the surface of this paradigm shift, and this is your commitment to a deeper journey into authentic, evidence-based health. Most importantly, share this video. Share it privately with a brother, a father, a partner, or a friend who needs this warning and this hope. Share it publicly to break the silence and stigma. Your share is not just a link. It is potentially the catalyst that changes or even saves a life. This is more than a channel. It's a community dedicated to reclaiming health agency. Together, we move from treating symptoms to building unshakable foundations. Until next time, remember, your body speaks, your job is to listen, and your power is to act. Stay strong. Goodbye.